Early Christianity in Scotland. Christianity seems to have come to Scotland from Ireland. Search the website for early Christianity in Ireland for more on this. Christianity had come to Ireland very early, probably during the time of the Book of Acts, and it was marked by holiness, a desire to know God, and a desire for learning. This resulted in a development of monasticism. A man called Finian of Clonard established Clonard Abbey in modern-day County Meath. This monastery was a centre of learning in the 6th century, and at its height it is thought there were an average of 3,000 scholars studying there at any one time. 12 students who studied under St Ninian became known as the 12 Apostles of Ireland. These early Irish saints helped bring Christianity to the whole of Ireland. Among them was Saint Columba, as he has become known. Columba travelled to Scotland with 12 companions in 563 AD and erected a church and monastery on the island of Iona. His intention was to convert the Picts to Christianity. By this time, his fellow Gaels, who were already in Scotland, would have heard the gospel from their Gaelic brothers in Ireland. In fact, the history of Christianity in Scotland goes back to Saint Ninian in 400 AD. He is said to have led a mission to Scotland, which resulted in many conversions. However, we have differing accounts of who Ninian was and little solid information. Like Columba, he is known as being a missionary to the Picts. This tells us that the Gaels had already been evangelised by this time. We have more information about Columba, mainly through the Life of Columba, Latin Vita Columbae, a biography written by Adamnan, one of Columba's successors at Iona. It is Columba who is now credited with the main role in the conversion of the whole of Scotland to Christianity. The abbey at Iona became the focal point for the spread of Christianity in Scotland. Its abbots became the chief ecclesiastical rulers in Scotland. Christianity in the monasteries of Ireland and Scotland developed independently from mainline Roman Catholic teaching, and this would lead to clashes later on. At the end of the 6th century, Pope Gregory I dispatched a mission under Augustine of Canterbury to convert the Anglo-Saxons, establish new sees and churches throughout their territories, and reassert papal authority over the native church. This was the beginning of the end for the Celtic Church in Britain, as Rome demanded that all Christian churches should come under its authority. In the 7th century, the Celtic Church in Scotland gradually gave way to the Roman tradition. In the medieval period, the Church held great social and political power in Scotland. However, corruption in the Church led to unrest, and people were starting to question its authority. The Church responded by attempting to crush opposition. In the 16th century, Protestant Christianity started to take a hold, and there was some persecution of Protestants. Perhaps the most famous Reformation preacher was John Knox, who founded the Presbyterian Church of Scotland. John Knox was famous for his clashes with Mary Queen of Scots. He believed that her Roman Catholic religion was idolatrous. Knox had spent time in Geneva and was influenced by John Calvin, the French theologian and reformer who stressed the doctrine of predestination. This doctrine stressed that eternal life is foreordained for some and eternal damnation is foreordained for others. Scottish Reformed Christianity became more heavily Calvinistic in tone than the Reformed religion in England. The result of all this for Scottish Christianity has been that the Highland Gaelic Scots have tended to retain the Catholic religion, whereas the Lowland Scots went more toward the Reformed religion. This had lasting consequences in Scotland and also in Ireland. Many Presbyterian Scots emigrated to Northern Ireland during the plantation of Ulster, which was an organised colonisation of Ulster starting in 1609 by people from Great Britain during the reign of James I. Ulster became predominantly Protestant, whereas the rest of Ireland remained Catholic. This split between Catholic and Protestant Christianity has affected the whole course of history in the British Isles. Scotland in particular has suffered from it, and it is still a live issue in towns, cities, regions, football clubs, and so on. From a Bible prophecy point of view, division is inevitable and will continue until the return of the Lord. Luke chapter 12, verses 51 to 52. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house, divided 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. Each individual person has to decide what he or she believes, whether it is popular or not. The real point of the Reformation for me is that Protestant Christianity brought with it freedom of conscience. Despite the excesses of some Protestant rulers, the Reformation gave ordinary people the freedom to read the Bible and decide for themselves what they believed. Thank you for listening. If you found this video interesting, you can find more information at prophecy-workshop.com.